Rightio, things are heating up here at the Single Malt Review on our deep dive down the 12 Drams of Christmas by Drinks by the Dram. It is day 4 here. I hope you've been following along. Dave looking very, very dark down there. I think we need to move the studio light around next time, but he'll be right. You can identify him by the extremely bright hat. He is in the hot seat today, as we are alternating. I'm going to retrieve whiskey, and Dave is going to tell me 3 things about that whiskey to the best of his tasting ability. He is going to tell me what the whiskey is in terms of its composition. Is it a single malt? Is it a single grain? Or is it a mixture of the both? Is it a blend? He is then going to pronounce very, very concisely where the whiskey came from, which its distilling region was it, be it Isla, be it Speyside, Highland, and so forth. And then, for the bonus point, which I still don't think we're ever going to get because it's a hell of a hard ask, he's going to tell me exactly where it came from. So, we've got another hard one here, so Dave is really getting the fastballs here. Here's what we've got. And if that didn't show up, it will be captioned on the bottom, so don't worry. So I'll crack this one open here, and we'll see how Dave does with one that's initially going to seem easy, but isn't going to give any easy points away beyond the first one, I think. We'll see how we go. Do a little wee 15ml drabby pause here, just perfect for tasting. Not much else, but tasting, perfect. Alright.
If I extend my hand, can you insert a whiskey, please?
Yes, I can. Right, in you go.
Really good.
In you go, see what you get.
Ooh.
For my part, I'll say this is a whiskey I don't have a lot of. I don't have a great deal of currency with.
That's interesting. There are some edges to that nose. I think this is a blend. I'm going to just be upfront and say, yeah, I think this is a blended whiskey. I believe there is some grain and there is some malt in there, just based on the nose. But I'll have to delve tongue first to discern more. Ooh,
yep.
There is a little bit of peat there. There is some fire, there is some activity.
You could say so.
I am suddenly not sure. This is a slightly confounding experience. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to believe. My entire sense of self has been inverted.
What pops into your mind? I find sometimes the best guesses I ever have are the first one.
Yeah. Well, on the nose, I was getting a classic blend, maybe a Dewar's or the like. But on the tongue, there is a little bit of peat there. If this is a single malt, it is a very curious single malt. If it's a single grain, then it's outside of my entire experience of that particular whiskey genre. So I believe I've got to pin something down. This is a blended whiskey. It is a blend with a certain degree of smoke to it. There is a little bit of peated malt in here, I would say quite firmly. But you say it's one we don't have much experience of.
That's the only hint you'll get.
Goodness. Trying to think of things I have not tried.
You can cast a net there and try to name your blend of choice, or you forego the third point and call it hopeless.
Yeah. Well, it's clearly not the big peat blend, because that is far peatier. But thinking of peated blends, we've definitely tried those in the past, which doesn't immediately evoke any ones we've tried on the channel before that I'm aware of. I mean, sure, we've tried in excess of 200 distinct whiskies on this show, so trying to remember all of them is a fool's errand. No, I must say, I am confounded. Dare I say, even beggared by this whiskey.
Fair enough. So we're going with a blend?
It is a blend with some degree of peat. That is as far as I can go.
Correct on both counts there. It's another blended malt, just to make things difficult. It is rock oyster. which I believe is it's either a Hunter Lang or a Douglas Lang contrived.
But it's a blended malt.
It's a blended malt.
I picked it's a blend, but I thought there was grain whiskey
Once
involved.
again, blended malt. Given there's so much peated whiskey in here, whether or not there was, I don't think anyone was ever going to pick up grain because it would have been 100% masked by that. It is, as far as I'm aware, a 100% Islay malt blend from, as I say, either Hunter or Douglas Lang. I'm not sure which.
And that's a full 46.8% ABV. That is not wanting for alcohol content.
Yeah, it's a funny old strength there. Obviously an artificial strength, not natural, but it's probably given where it came from, it will be unchill filtered and uncoloured, which is not hard to believe at all.
That is like a lemonade colour. There's almost no yellow to that.
No age statement, so I think they probably just had to bang on the extra 0.8% to stop it clouding up. Obviously mostly bourbon here, not a lot of fresh bourbon.
There's a lot of lemon after adding a drop of water just now.
Yeah.
But this entire event calendar so far is teaching me things about my own whiskey palate, in that what I think of as being the grain influence in a blended whiskey, that has more to do with the blending than the grain. So far, I think, on the two blends I've tried, it's 2 for 2 so far. They've been blended malt whiskey, no grain whatsoever, but I have assumed there has been grain involved because of a particular flavour profile.
It sounds like you're interpreting a lack of focus in a whiskey as the blended element.
Homogeneity comes through to me as a grain element, or the raw edge of the young spirit, which contributes to that.
Which is an interesting way of thinking about blends. It's not how I think about them, but it is intrinsic to the nature of blends. They don't have these. They are not. They are by their nature unfocused things. Although they might. In this case, obviously, it focuses on peat. But beyond that, it makes it difficult to knuckle down. I think, in terms of what's really in here, I think there's, in the case of a great many blended Islay malts, I think it's mostly Colilla with a bit of Lefroy kind of.
It's gentle. There's some fairly low peat or even unpeated spirit in there, I believe, based on just how unpeaty it is, despite the comparatively high ABV.
Yeah,
I've literally never heard of Rock Oyster blend before.
Yeah, you'll see it sitting around. Hunter Lang and or Douglas Lang, again, apologies, I don't know which one does it. They went and muddied the waters there by splitting up. But they do there's a huge range of no age statement, and I must say, varying quality. I quite like this one. This one's okay, but there's sort of like a Highland Journey and old. It's one with a dog on it. They did Timorous Beastie, the Robbie Burns inspired blend, but that also wasn't outstanding. I mean, they did an 18-year-old version of it. It was probably skyrocketingly expensive, but. They're definitely a mixed bag, but they're all quite affordable, and they are all full strength, as in they're all hover around 46%.
Right.
But they're all uncoloured, they're all unchill filtered, and they're all malt whiskey. So they are pretty genuine things. They're just all they're not really very mature in some cases, but anyway. So but this one I'd say.
Perhaps I didn't enjoy it. This was a fun and really, it was a good experience trying to decipher this one. It was a good riddle. And that's a nice thing to have, especially with an Islay whiskey, not thinking straight off, this is definitely Islay and nothing but. It
tastes way more Islay than it smells. It has, the peat is remarkably subdued on the nose in a way that it totally isn't.
It's not huge on the tongue either. There is a degree of fairly fresh spirit and also a certain sweetness to it as well.
I think the thing that is remarkably strong in here is the maritime note. It's way saltier than it is peatier. It's very, very sort of seaside, not necessarily super, super peaty. But as for what's in it, no one absolutely knows, but my bet is mostly Colleen, a bit of Lefroy, maybe a little bit of... it just left my mind. A little bit of something else. Anyway, we'll leave it at that, and we will keep going down the rabbit hole here. Join us tomorrow,
day 5, when Tim... guesses what is up.
Yes, don the hat and face lampoonery of getting it wrong. Still, I'm so surprised how well we're doing. We are kind of killing it here. Anyway, let us know how you're faring in the fantasy leagues. We'll be right back after I fix that light. Dave is just fading into the background.
Fading into the shadows. Story of my life.
Okay.